What you mean?
You can edit some.
No editing, bro. That's buckle up. No
History.
editing.
Allah history.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Hello and welcome to another episode of Buckle Up, this time the lockdown edition. Obviously, with everything that's going on, I didn't want the whole Buckle Up situation to rest. And yeah, man, oh man, it's been really going well. And with me right now, I have one of my favorite people, really, definitely. Somebody who embodies hard work, talent, and just family, man. We got the one and only saüd, Brij Ent, man. Make some noise. How you doing, brother?
Love, I'm great, man. How are you? How's everything?
Blessings, man. Wallahi bless you. Are you ready to buckle up?
Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the reaction I want. So we usually do this and we buckle up and we go. saüd, I've had the pleasure to feature you on my blog. I've been a fan ever since I stumbled upon you and your work. You are important to us, man. You're important to the culture. Your work is amazing. But I want to know a little bit before that. I remember you told me that you kind of started producing in 2010 or so, and then Fate, when you met Plus, who works at a mobile store, is it?
Yeah, so that's back in 2010, around 2010, 2011. I was in a random store in Newport Beach. I was making beats since early 2010, around that time. But it was always, you know what I mean, in my opinion, incomplete beats. And I was never confident enough to like take my beats to the next level and actually make records. But yeah, I walk into a random store in Newport Beach and I meet, who happens to be one of my really good friends now, Plus, Bernard. And we were just chopping it up and talking about music and life. And he happened to tell me that he's a musician, and I'm like, oh, I'm a producer, but what do you do? He's like, I'm a singer. So I'm like, all right, send me your music. He's like, send me your beats. And we just
pause here for a while. You initiated that. You asked him to send him your stuff. He
initiated that because I was too shy. You have to understand, I wasn't really confident enough in my beats, so I didn't really send my beats to anyone before that, you know. And I'm like, dude, okay, let's exchange information. Send me your music, and I'll send you some beats, whatever. And we linked up like a week after, and we literally made a song. And that was, for me, that was a turning point because I've never made a record in my life. You know what I mean? So that for me was like, whoa, okay, I can actually make records with my beats. Yeah. And the beats that are incomplete are actually, you know, that part of the creative process takes a producer and an artist together in one room, kind of. So we can sit together in an environment and just create. And I can sequence the record the way the artist wants, you know. So that was an eye-opening moment for me. You know?
How was it before that? Like, what got you into production, aslan? You know, like you moved to the US for study, I think, or why, you know, and what got you into production?
So I was always very curious about how music is done. I always was a big fan of just music in general, hip hop, R&B. I'm a big R&B head. So for me, it was always like curiosity more than anything. I just really wanted to know how music is made. And, you know, one keyboard led to the other, garage, different, just surrounding myself with people that are in production and in music and stuff like that. And of course, shout out Amal Offendim. And those were the early people that actually pushed me.
Racked up. Nizar, what's it?
Nizar was my guy, man. So they really gave me a lot of advice as a up and coming producer, and it was so crazy to me. Just one of my goals as an early up and coming producer was to have a record with Omar Offendim or someone like Omar. You know, and that was,
by the way, is available right now, ladies and gentlemen. Share and many others, inshallah. That's amazing.
Actually, ended up, making a whole EP with Omar, which was
beautiful. It's like true that. But what's? I mean, okay. Again, how did you guys meet? What's the story there?
So Omar is a really good friend of Fahad, my cousin Fahad. Too.
Yeah, of course.
So he connected us, and we were both in LA in the same city. It was just at once, and that was it for me and Omar. It was more than a brotherhood, man. he embraced me and he's like, bro, anything you need, I'm your big brother here, whatever you need in Nane.
Wow.
It opened up a lot of doors for me just from that Arab hip hop scene and movement. And I met Laith Majali, obviously.
Wow.
One of the photographers in the game.
That's crazy, man. I find it kind of crazy that obviously you connected with these guys back then. At the same time when I connected with them in 2008 and they changed my life. It was around the same time, but we didn't know each other, obviously, SubhanAllah, shuf, like good energy meets, like, we meet. I wanna, how, with everything that's going on right now with this Corona situation, how is your mental health doing? Like, how are you able to process what's going on?
Well, I still can't process what's going on, to be honest. But one thing a lot of producers will tell you, is it's not really different because we're usually up in a room creating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Saudi, I was always in the house. So it's different just because I'm currently in Bahrain. I'm not even in Saudi. So so I literally just set up a home studio here in Bahrain. And it's so much easier to produce and compose music from just a computer. So the first couple of weeks it was a bit tough for me because all I had was headphones. And once I realized, actually, I reached out to one of the producers here in Bahrain, Sarah Nabil.
Sarah Nabil. Low Productions. Yeah, baby.
I hit her up just asking, like, where can I find KRK speakers? Where can I find keyboards? Because I didn't have anything, And she was nice enough to give me a couple of numbers, and I reached out, and they were, Bahrainis are amazing. Man. I love the people of Bahrain.
That's amazing, bro.
To you wherever you are, So it was very cool. So I got everything I need. I'm in what I'd like to call Brij Studios of Brij Studio 1, I guess.
Yeah, man, mashallah. Okay, so you're from Saudi Arabia. I want to know, where did you love of course you said you moved to LA, you studied there, but again, in all your beats we can see the love that you have for Arabic culture. There's a lot of sampling. Would you say you're a sample heavy producer? Like, is that a correct statement?
Definitely love sampling. I feel like sampling and hip hop go hand in hand. I feel like my love for hip hop started when I started listening to beat makers like Timbaland, Kanye, Dilla, people like that, Swiss Beats, and all of their music, in my opinion, was mainly sample based. So I felt really heavily influenced by that. And then when I started getting into the Arab hip hop movement, I listened to people like Sandhill, and Sandhill was one of my biggest inspirations when it comes to sampling Arabic records. And that was
I call him the spear of Arabic hip hop. سهم البرودكشن في الراب العربي ما شاء الله عليه. Yeah, he's on point.
To like when I first ever heard about Arabic hip hop, obviously I heard about Arabic hip hop a long time ago, but when I first started getting into it and started appreciating it is when I heard Narsi and Umar on that the Last Arabs record, right?
Ooh.
I heard that record.
Ali Kelthami directed that video, I think.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He directed a video. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I believe it was so cool, man. I'm telling you. I mean, subhanallah, the energy is there. Okay, so Sandhill really kind of inspired you, but when
it comes to Arab samples, definitely one of my. Obviously, Timbaland was like one of the people that I really looked up to growing up, and I had a chance to meet him at a wedding, and chop it up. Wow. Yeah, man. It was really cool to be, and the bride and groom pulled me to the stage, and I was with him on stage.
What?
And it's a really cool experience and very humbling, man. To be in the presence of greatness, you know what I mean?
Man.
For once.
Yeah. What? Yeah. See, that's crazy, man. That's just SubhanAllah, I think sometimes when you're at the right time, the right place, things happen, and go ahead.
Obviously, spur of the moment, he's there, I'm there. I didn't really have a chance to tell him, anything. You know what I mean? I was just there like, what's up, Timbaland? You know what I mean? That was the conversation. But it's cool, man. It's really cool to see, like, just one of your idols sit next to you and be very humble and very like warm.
Would you say that that EP you did with I Know Faces, with Offendem, is it obviously for me, I'm a huge Omar, Narsi, Shadia, Low-Key fan. These are the four guys that shaped who I am today. Like their spitting and their rap shaped my voice, if that makes any sense. And I'm not a producer or a DJ, or I'm just, it gave me, that's why we're doing this, because of them. Habibi, man, you've always been very supportive, wallahi. But what would you say, like when you did that experience, I'm interested to know the difference between obviously creating, your albums with others and creating one with Omar, who is really, really, I think he's a very, very important figure in our culture. The references he makes, how he spits, the poetry, the vibe, the rhymes. What kind of experience you got after finishing that album with Omar?
I was very proud of myself. For the first time as a music producer, I was very proud of myself because, like I said before, it was one of my goals. Maybe he didn't know that. Maybe I didn't tell him that, but like
he knows.
My goals that I set for myself is to work on a song, not a project. You know what I mean? So the fact that I project with him, and it was very, I don't want to say easy, but it was very easy working with a person like that. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, I'd send him an idea. And he'd send me a record back in a day, and I'm like, okay, oh, wow, okay, so we can, with the pace that we were going at, like we did a song a day, you know what I mean? And we finished like 6-7 records, and then Omar was like, dude, we have a tape. And I'm like, that's crazy. I just, we didn't go in with the intention of actually finishing an EP or a mixtape or an album. We were just making music, you know what I mean? And the fact that came out as a body of work that looks like that or sounds like that was crazy.
Yeah, I love it. What's your favorite record on the album? Be honest, man. It's Buckle Up. It's all good.
I love them all.
Yeah. Give me one. You love them all. That's truth, Yani. But which one you think, because I personally, and I told you this, I think, I love the fact that Omar rapped differently on your beats. I never really, because Omar had a certain, خلاص, until you put someone in a box. Go ahead.
I think Omar to do that, right? Omar was telling me to send him different type beats. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
So he was trying to be, he was trying to feel that different beats and try to give me that different energy on my beats, which was crazy to me. Because like Brij Ent is completely different from whatever, Omar usually. Yeah. And it had hard 808s and stuff, and it wasn't, but Omar killed that. When I heard that, I'm like, oh my God, man, what? Yeah. But my favorite record on I Know Faces would probably be maybe the first record that we did, which was More Love.
Oh.
More Love was Nizar Qabbani, had Nizar Qabbani featuring on it. Just his poetry on it was really nice. But I also love Years a lot because I'm a big Asala.
Years is my favorite.
I love Asala, man. Just anything Asala, he just enhances the music in many ways, So,
man,
there was obviously a lot of people know that there was a record called One Train by I think it was by ASAP, One Train, featuring like a bunch of hip hop artists, huge hip hop artists, and they sampled that same Asala sample, right? Rashid Sinin. And it was I was listening to that nonstop, but I was so pissed off that Asala wasn't on the record. Like you couldn't hear Asala, you know what I mean, on that record. So I felt like just taking it and chopping it in a different way, but it kind of sounds similar in a way because we use obviously the same sample. But I feel like ours is a little bit more original. Just the fact that
100%, 100%. Oh man. Yo, listen, 013310. I mean, just yesterday, which was like 18th April, I did an interview with Rex Shook. What a character! Which is you're gonna be on the live like in 45 minutes, I guess, or something.
It's still like 2 hours. We're still 8:20.
Okay. Yeah. Which is kind of interesting. How is it true that you guys met way before?
Yeah, we met a few years back. We met through a friend. He wasn't Rex at the time.
He wasn't Rex. Okay.
I didn't know that he was Rex at the time, But man, it was, one of the things I love about Rex is just how humble the dude is and how easy it is to work with him. And it was literally just back and forth. By the way, before I got the album cover, it was literally 2-3 conversations that I had with him about what I had in mind. And he's like, say less, I got you. Sent it to me. I'm like, okay. Usually you revise and you go back and forth and you're like, can you change this? Can you change that? I'm like, this is it, bro. I don't need any
revisions.
Revisions. Maybe put the parental advisory down there or something. But that was,
yeah.
But that was so easy working with him, and he's a really, really good friend of mine until today, Habibi. And I love the movement that's happening in Jeddah and in Saudi, just in general, with graphics and art, and and they're really pushing that narrative. It's amazing.
This was done by Riyad, this artwork behind me.
On Instagram, he's an amazing artist as well.
Yeah. You said in our Revolt feature, you said that somehow this album, the 013310, somehow is the output of just having a good time and creating friendship that lasts a lifetime. You said, that the artists and producers featured on this project have all pushed me to a new capacity and made me the producer that you are today. I'm interested to know, in what way did they push you? Like, in what was it that,
Well, like I said, just being in the presence of people that are like-minded, but obviously, like, at the time, they were like on a different level in my eyes, you know what I mean? Because a lot of them, shout out Halim, Apollo Fortune. Apollo studied music, you know what I mean? I never studied music theory, so there's a lot of things that they corrected me on, and just notes and stuff that I got wrong, and then they're like, let me fix that for you. You know what I mean? With all humbleness and all, it was so beautiful to make, you know what I mean? And just being in the presence of, like, say, Drew Newsense, also studied music. Fi, my engineer, also studied music, and they all work kind of a group, you know what I mean? Plus, and they all kind of have the crazy music knowledge that I kind of, I was sitting on the back, just in a couch, just trying to take that all in, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And they were all so welcoming and so, you know what I mean? They were embracing me as a friend and as a co-producer with them, or as a producer, and it was so beautiful, man. And like, in the features, My Sean is a really good friend of mine today. Shiloh, obviously. I'm releasing a lot of new music with Shiloh, Certified. They're all like, we're still like really close and in touch, and it's a beautiful thing, man. And like, just like I said, just pushing me to that next level and knowing that I can do better. That's the kind of energy I need in the studio. You know what I mean? They're not criticizing in a way where they're putting you down. They criticize in a way where they're like, "What? This could be better if you do this." Not, "No, this is trash." No, this could be better if you do this. I'm like, oh wow, okay. What do you think I should do? So I started always kind of, like, 013310. There's a lot of songs that are co-produced by Halim. You know what I mean? Because Apollo knows me and I know him, and we know the sound that we like together. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm all about collaborations and all about making the sound bigger and better. And even when I collaborate with a lot of producers, they ask me, is it okay to do this? Is it okay to do that? Man, my answer is always the same. It's like, if it's gonna sound better, do whatever the hell you want. Do whatever the hell. If it's gonna sound better, I'm ready. I don't care. There's no stepping on toes here. We're all credited, and it's all love. And I'm not the kind of person that is like, no, but I like it that way and only that way. No, if I need something else, I'm gonna go. You know what I mean? So I always listen to what other people have to say, especially if they're knowledgeable in their field. You know what I mean?
Yeah, big up to you for that. You said early on that you were shy. Do you think that you're kind of using music to let out everything that you're feeling as well? Although it's not a matter of it's good or bad, like someone is shy, not shy. Do you think that you're really expressing yourself musically through these productions? Do you really believe that? Because a lot of people say that, but do you really feel that whatever is inside Saoud's head is really going out musically?
I feel like definitely a part of me is going music, because just growing up in general, and growing up as a producer and just having the time to listen to your old stuff and see the growth and all that kind of gives you more confidence, and that gives you that, that inner push that you need. So I feel like, I put stuff out, but you know what I mean? And that's definitely bringing a part of me. But the shyness and all that, I think it goes with time, especially the fact that I'm here every day making music. You know what I mean? So you have to ask yourself that question. It's like, till when are you going to be hiding? Till when are you going to be, you know what I mean, shy or whatnot? But I feel like, yeah, definitely music is a part.
Man, you've been one of the most humble, most supportive, people. You're there. Your support also has weight, if I may say. Like when saüd, comments on something or talk about something that's like to get validated by that. I mean, I think it's amazing. Listen, I really got to touch upon this. Versus, obviously, Timbaland and Swiss Beats came up with this idea. Incredible. I'll be very honest with you, though. Like, I'm watching Premier and RZA battle, right? And then in between, I'm like saying, I wish we have that in Arabia. Like, I'd get like you and Baylouni and AY all together. Or it's Sam Hill.
Man, Baylouni is a wizard, bro. That dude plays every instrument, man. I'm actually collaborating with Baylouni on a couple tracks.
He told me he was sending you. That's amazing. What are you guys working on, if you can tell us?
Like I said, we have a project coming soon with this amazing, and I told you about him a couple of days ago, this amazing R&B singer, Sudani R&B singer based in Saudi. He goes by Z An amazing soulful singer, man, and just the fact that he was from Khubar, he was Sudani, raised in Khubar, and just that Khubar soul. We met in Khubar actually, and we started working on a couple of ideas, and we're working on a full-on EP right now.
Wow.
And the first single, I don't know, we're still debating when to release it, but it's coming very soon, man. It's been ready. We're just waiting on the artwork.
I can't wait. But going back, do you think if we put you and like Sandhill, Baylouni, AY, DJ Outlaw, Salah Nabil, and I'm sure I miss Sammani from Sudan. There's so many producers, right?
I'm a big fan of Sammani. Big fan of.
So again, I think my question is, where do you see us going with all these people? Obviously, with RZA and Premier, there's so much history. There's 25 years plus of music, hits, legendary, of course. Do you feel that the Arab, region is gonna catch up to that? Are we ever gonna have? I'm talking again from the alternative scene. I'm not saying from the pop, Khaliji pop. We're creating music that's very original, really sampled heavy. There's a lot of references to Arabia, might be in English, might be in Arabic. Do you think where do you see us going?
What I'm seeing right now, Has, is determination like no other. I've never seen people so, determined to make music that would reach the masses. And I'm seeing so much talent, and I'm seeing, so much love for music rather than the business side of it, leave that aside, but I'm seeing a lot of like passion going into it. And I feel like with passion and with time, that'll definitely happen without us really overthinking it. You know what I mean? Like, personally, I don't overthink like, oh, will I be as big, or will I do this? I feel like, especially with what's going on right now, I feel like we'll all reach a certain point because of our love and passion and our, like you said, originality. And I feel like if we keep at it, because a lot of producers that I'm seeing right now are very original, you know what I mean, in their content and their sampling and their, you know what I mean? Because I feel like always with like foreign producers sampling Arabic sounds, it was cool. It was really cool to hear, but we felt a certain way. Like, especially I feel like producers felt a certain way because it was missing context. You know what I mean? It was missing. You're not from here, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you don't understand what the song means. You know what I mean? So I feel like no, man. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen very soon. We have people that are already, in my opinion, as good as anyone in the industry. You know what I mean? Like singers, producers, like Baylouni, man. Baylouni can compete with any producer, in my opinion, out there. Pre-Cairo, in my opinion, is one of the best R&B singers I've heard in a while.
In the world, I think. You're right.
In general.
Yeah.
Just original. He doesn't sound like anyone. You know what I mean? He doesn't sound like anyone. He doesn't try to look like anyone. He doesn't try to portray a certain character like anyone. He's just him. You know what I mean? And when I met him, I really realized that was him. You know what I mean? That's him. That's his music. That's his, you know what I mean? He has his team going on. He's very, you know what I mean? He's very professional and ready for the global world to actually listen and acknowledge that, you know? We have rappers, like obviously Narcy, who is, you can't package an artist better than Narcy, you know what I mean? Like Narcy, you know what I mean? He's Narcy, and everyone knows his style, his sound, his creativity, and he's a professor, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? Professor.
Yeah.
So a lot of respect, man, and there's a lot of Narcy's already respected by a lot of big artists around the world, and obviously top of another the Mo Flow. Mo Flow is like also original and also great, and has music business knowledge, AY on his side. So it's like they're like the best team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of that will reach very soon, but it's just a matter of time and just a matter of just people acknowledging, or big companies acknowledging the fact that we have that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Patience, I think. You took a year, تقريبا, I think, between 013, 310 and Follow Me Home. Am I right? Or less than a year, حتى.
About a year, yeah. Less than a year.
اسمع, يعني Talib Kweli, Royce the 5'9", Narcy on one track. What are you thinking? What the hell is that, bro? No, seriously, saüd, you don't understand. Royce the 5'9" is considered like, he actually, his name comes up like by a lot of people top 5. I'm talking about top 5 ever. His name sometimes pops up. One of the names that doesn't really pop up as much as I want it to be is Black Thought, for example. That's a guy that needs to be top 5 in my opinion. But man, Isma, Royce the 5'9", Talib Kweli, Narcy, one track. I want the juice, bro.
So I'll tell you how that track kind of came together, right? So I was always, like I told you, I was a big fan of Narcy ever since like 2010, 2011. So one of my goals again was to have a record with someone like Omar or Narcy. And that opportunity came and I'm like, I need Narcy on the record. And it's funny, I go back to my Twitter one night and I'm looking at my old tweets, whatever, right? And I responded to Narcy once, and Narcy was saying, in Narcy's tweet is like, man, Royce the 5'9" is one of the best rappers of all time, or one of the GOATs or whatever, right? And I was thinking of who to get on this record with Narcy, right? And I remembered that one of my boys from LA, who's actually from Detroit, Willie J. Peso, had Royce the 5'9" on his album. And I'm like, yo, what if we make that happen? That was kind of what's going on in my head. How do we make that happen? So I reached out to Willie, and Willie's one of the most humble dudes as well. And he's like, dude, just reach out to this guy. He gave me a number, whatever. I started going back and forth.
Wow.
And I asked Narcy, I'm like, what do you think? He's like, are you kidding me? Let's do it. You know what I mean? And then once I got those 2 verses together, I'm like, man, we need one more. You know what I mean? We need one more. Because the idea of the record was to have straight bars. I didn't want no hook, nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Kind of was that Hamid Abdul-Wahab sample where he went, you know what I mean?
Wait, that guy can sing? You can sing, bro, mashallah.
I can't sing this shit.
That's a good voice.
Thank you, brother. But that was the idea. It was to have that as the hook. That's it, right? So I called Narcy again. I hit Narcy up and I'm like, Narcy, who do you think we should get for the 3rd verse? And he started giving me ideas back and forth, and he goes, Talib Kweli. And I'm like, let's hook it up. So Narcy actually was the guy that connected me with Talib's man. And, since, he already knew him and they actually worked together before. So, yeah, man, like.
Wow. But I mean, salute to you, man, for remembering an old tweet, something like this. Again, this is, I think, one of a producer's job. Look, man, I've noticed a pattern right now. So far you said you wanted to work with Omar Offendim, it happened. You wanted to work with Narcy, it happened. Now, April 19th, 2020, who do you want to work with? Because, man, I'm afraid, what's the next name?
I want to work with a lot of people. But,
give me a name, just to manifest, like put it out there.
I've been telling people I want to work with Nas. Ever since I started, Nas.
Ya Allah, saüd. Nas.
It's been like...
You know that brain emoji? Kida, we're gonna put it somewhere here.
Nas is in my opinion, is like just an educator more than a rapper, right? He taught me a lot about just the culture, about the African American culture, hip hop, you know what I mean, and just storytelling in a really cool way, So I was always a big fan of Nas, and it was always a dream of mine, and still is a dream of mine to work with someone like Nas.
Do you think
But-
will happen?
Inshallah, man. Why not?
I like that. Because so far, you know.
Put Nas on a record with an Arab artist. Again, that's the idea of Brij Entertainment, right? I want to put artists from
I'll become a rapper. Just to do that.
some Nas. Let's go. Us featuring Nas. I'm
Yo,
down.
man. No, listen, jokes aside, I'm going to ask you a question here, maybe that provokes you, Shwaya. When being who you are and how you produce, what do you think when people, for example, heard you say Nas now, that, oh, you know, like saüd makes party music or makes, I don't know what, they wouldn't, for example, put you, how do you see people perceiving you, Yani? You know, like, because mashallah, you're very diverse. You proved it. You're very diverse. There's a lot, there's party music in the album, there's bars, there's...
I tried to really, you know, the concept of these albums is just a compilation album of my favorite records, but at the same time, a compilation of like different genres and different types of music that I could do, right? So the idea of perceiving me in a certain way, that's completely up to the person. But I feel like you said, when I put together a project, I try to make it as diverse as possible and as, you know, as different as, but like I'll have, like even on this record, I tried to add that Tell Me record, which was kind of a, you know, party record.
Love it.
I've never done that before. And that was shout out Louis Gold, man. And that was like the first attempt of me trying to do something kind of different. And it wasn't reggaeton, it wasn't really Afro beats, it was like in between, and it kind of worked. You know what I mean? And I got a you know, an artist from the States to jump on it. It was a pretty cool experience, an experiment, you know? For me, man, honestly, whatever comes to mind, I'm a big R&B head. I love R&B. I love sampling. I love hip hop. So I do whatever, man, honestly. I'm trying to get into more like Afro right now. I don't know. Maybe house. I don't know what's next, honestly. You know?
It's interesting. Do you think as a producer you have more freedom than a rapper to go across all these? Like a rapper is a rapper, khalas, you know, rapper can't rap on a house beat. I don't know how that works. But as a producer, you can go into hip hop, you can go into ma'arif, you know, R&B.
You have rappers getting into like different genres and trying to rap. Like, look at Lil Wayne now. When he was like,
yeah. Yo, man, I gotta tell you a history lesson here. So I think about a month ago, I went on and said, Lil Wayne is like one of the worst rappers ever, right? You know? Wait, I want to see your reaction. So basically, at that point, I had all the MCs, bro. Like really, one of them was Narcy. Actually, he's like, "Yo, son, careful, man, not there." And I'm, you know, maybe I never really connected with Lil Wayne, or maybe never really heard, you know.
You're an old school head, right? You like old school music. So in the beginning, when I first started listening to Wayne, I didn't really understand it. You know what I mean? But then now, if you hear the music now and then you listen to Lil Wayne, bro, he's the father of all these rappers, and everything that happened now is a result of Lil Wayne happening. You know what I mean? So, you know, you may not appreciate his music, but you got to know like what kind of influences do have. You know?
Yeah, that's exactly what Narcy said. Like that's exactly what he said. Like, don't appreciate the music, but I mean, understand the value of what he does. So I did my homework, and yeah, it's. I felt like, you know, Narcy was like, "Hey," that's what I felt.
Yeah, man. Like Wayne is Wayne. Like again, Wayne is Wayne. You know.
صح. saüd, Brij Entertainment.
Yes, sir.
Salute for you for that, first of all. I think it's such a cool concept. And man, listen, I'm telling you this now, you know, via Zoom or whatever it is. I'm so sorry I couldn't make it to the first event. Man, I wanted to. The visuals, the videos, the stories looked epic.
Thank you.
But yeah, when is the next one? What's Brij Entertainment for people who are listening right now?
So Brij Entertainment started off as my record label company / distribution company. And it's just kind of, you know, when I moved to Saudi, I realized that we gotta grow a little bit. And you know, the vision is way bigger than what it is right now, but it keeps growing as we go. So we created our first Brij Night, we called it. So Brij Night Volume 1 was actually me and my team coming back to Saudi or coming back to Khubal and actually throwing an event in Khubal, right? And Khobar is
How
always,
did that feel?
man, I can't really describe how it felt, man. I was like overwhelmed.
Did you get emotional?
I got very emotional on stage, man. There's a video I need to send you. I was on stage like very speechless, you know, I didn't know what to say because honestly, what I had in mind was I had the idea of like, okay, so we're doing it in Khobar. It's not really a big scene. Not a lot of people will come out and show, you know, not a lot of hip hop, you know, R&B lovers here. That's what I thought, right? Bro, I had a max of 100, 150 people will show up. That's in my head. That was what I thought would happen, right?
How many people showed up?
Over 350, 360 people showed up, man. And that was in Khobar. And that was in Khobar. And that was like, and I didn't announce the location, by the way. It was all DM.
I know.
It was always,
Saudi,
you know
bro. Love it.
It was very low key, and it was like, it was crazy to me, the fact that, and the fact is that, you know, that amount of people showed up and that amount of people knew my records and knew the songs that we did and that was singing word for word. That was, you know, because it's cool to see interaction on like Instagram and stuff, and you know what I mean? That's all love. But when you see it face to face, it's different. I've never experienced that before. So when I saw that interaction face to face and people showing me love in that way, where like, I know every record that you've made, I know all the lyrics to your music, that was crazy. Man. That was for me one of the highlights of my so-called music career. You know what I mean?
MashaAllah, man. Yeah, definitely. When is night 2? After Corona, yani.
After this Rona thing is over, man, we'll think about it. But night 2, we're thinking of Riyadh because we got a lot of partying. Why didn't you do it in Riyadh? Why didn't you do it in Jeddah? But I think most likely it'll be in Riyadh. Going to Riyadh because Riyadh is a big music scene. There's a lot going on. A lot of people music in Riyadh. And I look at my iTunes for artists or Spotify for artists. Riyadh is the place, man. That's where my music is out. Yeah, so we got a lot of messages like, dude, Riyadh Volume 2. So I think probably over 500, 600 people.
Yeah, inshallah. Look, I definitely want to be in for that. It's so funny that we're having this conversation. Obviously, I'm trying my best not to, like, I can spend so many hours with you about, I want to leave it for the real buckle up, but this is just something, I love your mind, man. And I love who you are. You are very important, like I said, to the culture. It's such a short time, I believe, you were able to put, your stamp, and now, producers, artists are aware. Do you think that social media helped you get that?
Most definitely. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie and say no, but most definitely, man. Just it's the way music is nowadays, man. It's how you push music, it's how you get to know artists, it's how you reach out to artists. Like, I reached out to 80% of the artists that are not my friends or whatever on social media. That's how I got my features. That's how I got my artworks. So social media is definitely that. And it's just, combining those forces together, and they post and they show love and whatever. And I get some of their fan base and I get some here, some there. And that's definitely that. Yeah, man, social media is not important. Social media is the driving force of our movement today.
Man, I gotta salute you. You went live for the first time on the BDXB kind of lockdown. Was that the first time? Is that confirmed?
Yes, sir. I'd never had the, I don't know why, man. I never had that, I don't want to say confidence, but I never liked to just put my face and start producing, or put my face and start playing my music.
You rocked it, man. Everyone loved it. I think it was, something really amazing to see and to watch. Man. Salah had to blow me up with this Nas thing. I'm thinking about it now because, you had dreams of working with Omar. It worked. Narsi, yes, it worked. And I know it's the same kind of circle in a way. Nas, what I wanted to tell you, bro, Nas is an amazing, incredible businessman as well. He just obviously launched Mass Appeal India and signed Raja Kumari and Divine. First rappers in India. They're rapping, Divine raps in Indian, mainly in his language. He doesn't maybe even speak English well. So my question to you, bro, and again, I want you to be very honest. Do you think that if Nas did that, would he look at this region, if an Arab rapping, rapper is rapping in English, like he wouldn't, in my opinion, he wouldn't care. He wanted to get the Arabic verses.
I mean, that's true in a way. But I mean, if the brother is spitting in English and is making, if he's as original as people like Narsi and Umar, why not? Because you're proficient in the language, you know what you're saying. Your metaphors are on point. Your knowledge is beyond average. It's crazy, right? And you connect with the culture in a way. You're still representing. I was just listening to, by the way, Sons of Yusuf today. That was incredible.
Amazing.
Right?
But see, they're so underrated, man, because of the music that they do. They're so underrated.
They are, and that's the issue. Like with what we have, like I feel like the people that are blowing up in the region are people that do party music in a way, right?
Yeah.
Or like TikTok.
Bro, Sons of Yusuf, they have a record with J Electronica. Like they don't know, they don't understand. Like what?
And yeah, they have a record with Talib too. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Sci-Hi, that was crazy. They got crazy features on their project. But yeah, man, I feel like there's a lot of talent. And I mean, people like Nas and people like Jay or whatever. I feel like we're next, obviously, because, you know, we went through the Afro beats right now, and Afro beats is going to die in a couple of years. Where are people going to look? Right? It's not going to die, obviously, but it's you know what I mean? It's still hot.
Yeah.
It's not going to be worldwide. It's not going to be pop culture.
Yeah.
So what's going to be next, I believe, is us, the region. Like not only the Gulf, for example. I'm talking about North Africa, you know what I mean? Jazair, Maghrib, Masr, Sudan, ya akhi, Sudan. You say that a lot, and I salute you for that.
Yeah.
Sudan, ya rajul. The amount of talent in Sudan.
Crazy.
Phenomenal, man. And it's not like they need polishing. It's not, no, they're ready. They're industry ready. Content-wise, production, image, everything.
Man.
They don't need.
Look, it's interesting you say that. I was just telling my wife the same thing. I was just saying that I went live with this guy called DJ Zangula. He's a Sudanese rapper and content maker. On his live, actually it was on my live, we had 4,500 people, bro, tuning in. I checked out Swiss Beats on his own, bro. It was like 600, 700. I swear, I'm not kidding. You know, they have the impact. موجود يعني.
They have people that are actually following their music and respecting what they do. You know what I mean? Rather than just ghost following it. You know what I mean? They're actually support the music and try to push that narrative of like, Sudan is the next place for music. And I totally agree. From R&B singers to Afro beats to hip hop to drill. 249, just the drill track. That was crazy.
Yeah. Are we gonna see you with the Keys?
Hell yeah, we're gonna see you with Keys. I already reached out to Keys a couple of times. We already have something cooking.
Bam! You know? See? Oh my God, Keys on the saüd beat. Listen, man. Again, this is kind of part one of our discussion with you. You help a lot of people, and you push a lot of people. Who helps you, like in your darkest times, the times that you really feel unsupported or you feel down, and like all of us, who pushes you?
Do I really push a lot of people?
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Wallah, I told you, and I was very honest. Again, Anna, I don't hold my tongue back. You, at a very short time in my opinion, was able to, you know, كذا يعني تدخل عالم الناس, and the important people in the industry know you, like they know who you are. And I think that is, and again, in a short time. And why did that happen, if I may say? Because yes, you were based in LA, but the problem that people do is that they're based in LA, they stay in LA. خلاص, I will collaborate with people in LA, or I forget about this part of the world. You know, خلاص, you know, I'm hit maker there. This is the thing that you didn't do. You actually came back and you started collaborating with people here, started talking to people here. Now everyone knows you here. You're relevant.
That's love, bro.
That's real.
That's love, bro. Honestly.
Don't dodge the question though. Who pushes you?
I mean, my family, definitely. Like that's a big support system that I have. My family, my friends. You know, and it's funny because the people that used to like used to kind of make fun of me in a way. At DJ, they used to call me the DJ, and I'm like, I thought you're disrespecting DJs, because I don't DJ. But yeah, they're my biggest supporters now, and it's crazy. Like my family, my friends.
If you don't mind me asking, there was no issues with you being a producer coming in from the cultural, obviously Saudi, one of the most conservative countries in the world. As an Arab, they want you to be a certain, profession. There was none of that?
You mean my family?
Yeah.
No, alhamdulillah. I mean, I have a very supportive family. And
bless.
They're big fans of music in general. And just they're all for what makes you happy. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if it's going to be a success, if you're going to really take the time to really, my conversation with my father was, I need you to take the time to be a great producer if you're going to be a producer. You know what I mean? Really push yourself, learn. He's still pissed off that I'm not there music theory wise. You know what I mean? He's like, you need to play the piano, you need to play the guitar. I'm like, I'm trying. It's easy on me, but he really pushes me from that, from that perspective.
God bless him, man. Nice. Yes, man. This is really crazy. I want to show you a picture right now. I don't know if you like the picture, but it was just taken in 2015 or something like that. I'm not sure if you're able to see it. Trying. Okay. 1 second. One second. I'm sure. 1 second. Nope. Nah. Hey. 1 second. Yeah, Sheikh. 1 second. We gotta do this. You know this guy?
Oh, Habibi, no what, man.
Yeah.
Cousin, man. That's the cousin right there.
Dude, first of all, what a player. I mean,
right?
Man.
Hey, he's a baller.
Real, man, I love his game. I love his personality. He also happens to be a photographer, right?
Yeah, he's a photographer. He's an amazing photographer.
How is he now, bro?
He's really good, man. Alhamdulillah, he's in Saudi. He still plays. He plays in the Saudi league.
Yeah.
He still drives, I think, around 2 hours a day for practice and comes back because he plays at Fatah. And he's got to go 2 hours, practice, and come back. And plus, he works as well, so he has a full-time job.
Really? Wow.
Just for the fact.
Yeah, I just want to shout him out, man. Definitely a cool guy, somebody. Yeah, man. Amazing guy. Salute to you, all of you guys, man. Fahad صراحة شهادتي فيه مجروحة, man. I love this dude as well. Man. Was it Indimaj? Where is Indimaj? What's happening with Indimaj? Tell him to come back.
Yeah, I told him already. We're going to work on something. Wait for it.
Okay.
Let's do.
But see, man, this is what I love about it, man. I'm from Saudi Arabia. Obviously, you too. One of, again, the most conservative countries in the world. And I think one of the most kind of people think a certain something about Saudi Arabia every time you say Saudi Arabia. And, and it's people like you, man, Sarah, that's going to be changing that narrative. When somebody says, this producer, Saudi Arabian, did this. 10 sessions, bro. I just want to thank you for it. I play it every single live, Mafi. 11 minutes of beauty, man.
10 sessions was, honestly, it was people like you. It was people like Sohail Nafar. It was people like, people that are actually in the scene that were, not per se producers or artists, but people that push the narrative of just how you guys always told me to kind of, you release a lot of records, right? And that's what I wanted to do in the beginning. I wanted to release records to show people that I can actually make records, right? And I'm not only just a beat maker, right? I actually make records, So, but then after 2 projects, 1414 records, and then another single with Pre-Cairo and Quentin Miller. And after that, I'm like, listen, I think it's the time now, especially. And I can show people now that I can, that was my music, that was my records, and now I can release, the beats. And a lot of them actually released records, you know what I mean? But they were the instrumentals. And I just kind of...
I love it.
Because
I always play it. It's always in the background. It's always there. If you're getting a lot of streams from that, I'm 50% for sure, bro,
The issue with releasing albums, and that goes for all the up and coming, producers, singers, rappers, whatever. It's not a smart idea. You know what I mean? Why? Because people have no patience anymore, Oz. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially in a streaming game, right? It's all about streams now, right? So, for example, I drop a 14 record album. A lot of records are slept on. People have never heard those records, and people that are really close to me and really support the music have never heard those records. And I'm like, well, you told me you heard the whole project. I used to take it a certain way. You told me you heard the whole project, but you didn't. You know, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? Because people have no patience anymore. It's attention span is like 3 seconds nowadays. You know, even songs are like, you know what I mean? They're like 240 now. They're not even 3 minutes long. 240 is the average, I think. So it's not the smartest thing to do. But for me, it was one of the goals, like I said, that I set up for myself is, okay, I want to drop an album. You know what I mean? And from now on, I don't think I'm dropping any album anytime soon.
Look, but you have to do it. It's a body of work, and now you have it there. You know, I hear you. Listen, man, this is just incredible. I want to get something out of you in this one. Let's say this interview gets out in the next couple of days. What are we looking at in the next kind of 3-4 months? Are we listening to anything new from Saüd?
Yes, inshallah. I'm dropping a EP with my brother Certified, who's from Atlanta. Out of that, he lives in Atlanta. I already have a project with Certified called Was It Something I Said that I dropped. That was like the first project that I dropped.
Yeah.
The collaborative project. He's the rapper, I'm the producer. It was 7 records, and Obi Trice was featured on it. It was a really cool project that we did. My Sean was featured on it as well. So we dropped that already, and we're thinking of dropping either a volume 2.
Who did the artwork for that?
Oh, that's هذا حبيب قلبي. هذا مروان شاهين.
Marwan, yo, whoosh. Yeah.
Yeah, Rajul is on another level, mashallah. He's such an amazing guy, amazing soul, very, very supportive. You know, and whenever I hit him up, he's like, of course, yalla. And he actually, by the way, not a lot of people know that, but Marwan Shaheen designed the Brij Entertainment logo.
What?
Sir.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
but what an amazing artwork. We'll try to put it actually somewhere right here. We'll play with it. Amazing artwork. Go ahead. Sorry.
He did that Was It Something I Said project, and he did the Follow Me Home project. And he did the Want Me cover as well. The one with pre-cover. Want Me, the single one.
Oh, wow. Man. Listen, أتمنى لك كل التوفيق, Saüd. Again, I said that before. I say it again. You're important. Keep working. Keep doing. This was يعني مش محسوبة هذه. This hour of just chat right here. I want to just, you know, to get you on, but we need to chill in the car. You make me hear some unreleased things, and maybe the next time we do this, maybe it's a feature with Nas. Boom. You don't know.
But happy to say something as well, man. Salaha, salute, big house. Man, you don't even know how important you are to us. You know what I mean? Any creative in the region, you push musicians, from like producers to songwriters to singers to guitar players to everything, okay? To like graffiti artists and graphic designers. And you're just, bro, you're a gem, honestly. And I just wanted to say that we really, 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 really appreciate you. And salute, Woody. Well, big love to you. You're a great man. You're a great family man, great soul. And Allah يحفظك يا حبيبي. Well, a big love, man.
See, I'm talking to him for 59 minutes. هو يضربني ب20 ثانية. خلاص, there's no words that are coming out. Habibi, man, Saüd, your social media handle, we're going to put it somewhere here. Tell us, please.
Gotcha. It's saud.013. saud.013.
Before I let you go, is that the first username you used and it was there? Well, you wanted to...
I changed the reason. I tried to go for Saüd, just SAUD, but it was taken.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I had to represent, Khabar.
I love Sharqiyya, man. I'm originally from Medina. I grew up in Jeddah, but Sharqiyya, there is something special about first time I actually went to Sharqiyya, I went to see Ranin Bukhari, her store. What's her name? The name of the store? What's it called?
Desert Designs.
Huh?
Desert Designs.
That one. So she's very, I think also Ranin is somebody who's very monumental in the art scene, really a legend, you know. So shout out to her and Hisham Faqih.
The whole time. By the way, do you know Raif, her brother?
Yo, he's an amazing, is he autistic?
No, Raif is the guitar player, man.
No, she knows, that was Hisham Faqih's brother. My bad, yeah. True. Raif is an amazing. I love what the guys do. Are you guys going to work together?
We did actually, bro. There's a record that's on Follow Me Home.
Okay.
That's called what was it called? The record with the Wedding Crashers. Yeah. So that record, Raif actually played the guitar in the intro.
Are you that?
Are you that? Correct. He played the guitar in the intro, man. What a great, humble, going dude. And it was just such a cool vibing with him. And the Mizan Band, shout out Mizan Band. They're amazing.
Mizan Band. Wow. So
yeah,
you said this the other day. You went on your social media and said you're so happy at how many artists are coming up in these quarantine. Amazing, huh?
It's amazing. طبعا ميزان من قبل الكورنتين صراحة they've been doing amazing stuff. They've been like, you know what I mean? Every like cool event that's going on in Khobar or whatever, they're there. You know what I mean? Just going crazy. It's so cool to see. It's so diverse. They're actually what are they, like 4 or 5 people, but they're like funk, you know what I mean? Just real soulful dudes. Amazing
so talented, man.
So
talented. Thank you so much, man, for being on Buckle Up, and this is the lockdown edition, and wish you all the best. Guys, like and subscribe and all that good stuff. This is saüd. Peace and love. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Salud.